I call all my power back to me, all my energy back to me, cleansed, cleared, purified, transmuted, transformed, and alchemized, and healed with divine love and care. Calling in my higher self.
Sugar Shack Session.
Releasing all the bullshit. Exhaling the good shit. These guys, they're light workers. I saw them live.
Listen out there, everybody. Having a good time. Turn the volume up. We're gonna have the best time right now. Burn one portion here. Here we go. Yes, we gonna roll on up. Hey, just to go up, so pass it around. It pass it around. Yes, no. Let them not see the ground. Yes, we go roll on up. Hey, just to go up, so pass it around. It pass it around. Yes, no. Let them not see the ground. Yes, it's a wonder party. So I resold. I'm gonna be my personal state.
Yes. Okay, now that's the way to start a fucking video. That band is called Fortunate Youth, and I had the privilege of seeing them live. They do Sugar Shack sessions. You should Google it or YouTube it. It's really cool. It's a bunch of light workers that are in this reggae, new age reggae movement, and I really love them, and most of the bands that are involved in Sugar Shack sessions, because they're cannabis advocates. So I feel like this is a perfect way to open up the video. Fortunate Youth, I fucking love you. Truly. Your concert your set at Reggae Rise Fest 2024 in St. Petersburg was fucking dope. Truly. You know, it's very interesting because I don't mind revealing my age because I'm 36. But I have never been to an event that actually truly embodied one love. At the Reggae Rise Fest, I got to experience what one love truly means. I have some footage, so I'm probably gonna post some. I'm still working on learning how to edit. I've been doing all these videos on my phone. But when is a perfect time, right? But anyways, I got to see Steven and Damian Marley. That was amazing. And it was St. Patrick's Day, which is also my baby sister's birthday. And I had no idea. I thought I missed the Sugar Shack session. The Sugar Shack session was, because this lasts for several days, right? And the Sugar Shack session was, I believed was the day before. And there was another band that I was really, really looking forward to seeing alongside Fortunate Youth. But they made us. I remember walking through the festival because they had a couple different stages. So I remember walking to the other stage just to check out the grounds and stuff. It was my first time being there. And on my way back, mind you, I left my sister. I left my sister. Well, no, I went with my sister. My sister's friend was sitting at where we had our like blankets and our chairs, you know, our hippie shit. And my sister and I decided to explore. And when I heard this, dude, it was this exact song. I heard, roll one up, say. I was like, no fucking way. Like, we have to go. So then I ran over there, pulling my little sister with me. And it's them. It was them. It was Fortunate Youth. It was Fortunate Youth. And they were singing one of my favorite fucking songs. I'm like, damn, I listen to this shit like every day. And so we made our way into like the audience because everyone was like starting to congregate when they heard that there was a Sugar Shack session. And I got to witness it and attend it. There was this guy on stage smoking a joint. No lie, dude. I have some friends with a picture of this because there were several priestesses there. Smoking a joint like this fucking big. It was a trip. I'm gonna go again next year and I'll get better footage. It's in April, I think. But so that leads me to my, hold on, because I got me really excited. That leads me to my next point, which is, why is this girl so fucking passionate about marijuana? Yes, I want to talk about cannabis, truly. I'm going to tell you, this is going to be a little story time, okay? As to why I am so passionate and loyal about this beautiful, beautiful plant teacher. I'm clearing the space with some Palo Santo right now. I have sage, but I'm not trying to completely clear the space. I'm just gonna smooth the energy out because there's some good energy right now. Because it might be a little heavy, but maybe not. Not for the people that are aligned to my frequency, which is true. Okay. Hold on. I made this. Every single feather from this smudge fan was given to me by the heavens. It wasn't purchased. It wasn't like they all fell from the sky. And then I carved this into a staff and I wrapped it up here. We have a cross, an elephant, Ganesha, remover of obstacles. There's a bunch of crystals on here and some selenite here as well. And instead of sari ribbon, I decided to use my own fabric, like clothes that I've worn. It would be nice to do a little smudge fan, little crafting session. We'll see, because I'm about to go on vacation soon. For now, just receive. Letting go of anything heavy. Anything that's not serving your highest purpose. Calling in our higher selves. Releasing, allowing, going with the flow. Smoothing the energy, receiving good vibes, healing vibes. I'm sending love. I'm sending love, 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 love. Love. That's the frequency I'm vibrating on today. So, I'm sorry, I got an itch. So, cannabis has played a big, big, big role in my life. Okay. It's also played a big role in my recovery from several things. I fought a really, really, really nasty disease. I was diagnosed with epilepsy when I was 21 years old. I had my first seizure when I was 18. But then I was diagnosed after a whole bunch of horrible tests where they had to induce seizures to see which part of my brain it was coming from, and they found that I had it's like this shadow on my lower left temporal lobe, where I also had some head trauma and had a couple staples put in. So, but epilepsy is a very interesting, I'm going to put a bunch of evil eyes when I edit this, because there's a level of epilepsy that a lot of people don't understand. And it's neurological and spiritual at the same time. Pretty creepy, like some Emily Rose shit, truly. Because I was diagnosed with grand mal seizures, and maybe this can help you guys understand why I've been going through so many things with my mouth and surgeries and blah 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 blah. The things that I've been recovering from. Side note, cannabis. It's not a side note, this is part of it. Cannabis, okay, look. When I was originally diagnosed, I was given every anticonvulsant that you can think of. I was put on a bunch of pharmaceuticals, which was the case since I was extremely young. But this was different, because the seizures were crazy. I mean, I had a seizure in my baby brother's hand, God bless him, where I bled out of my eyes, nose, mouth, and ears. Like, okay, so a seizure, an epileptic grand mal seizure, a convulsion, what happens is it cuts off all circulation to your brain. Okay, so your body ends up flopping like a fish out of water, and I can go into a bunch of the details, but I don't know if I think I'm gonna have to make a part 2 of that if you guys are even interested. If you are, and you know somebody that's battling it, and you want me to make a part 2, drop a comment below. Okay. So I battled this for a very long time. I dealt with it with neurologists. I dealt with it with doctors. I dealt with it with Western medicine. I self-medicated. They put me on some heavy ass shit. One of them being opiates alongside with my anticonvulsants. So among other things. So I ended up having problems on top of problems on top of problems, because all medications have side effects, right? So fast forward to when I'm about 28 or 29, it took for me to realize that I had a serious issue with the opiates, and I kept having seizures, right? Like I said, there are spiritual undertones to this, okay? When Yeshua encountered this entity, it declared itself as legion. And Yeshua, Christ, casted this out into swine. Okay? So, this disease, this illness, affliction is literally in the Bible, biblical times, right? So yes, there are neurological levels to this. So fast forward to when I'm like 28, 29. Trying to think, because it's around 26, I started realizing that everything I was doing was just making it worse, and I was like losing the will, and it was a lot. I was battling, but I kept living. I kept fucking living. And a couple years later, once I started realizing, I actually found my teacher and started understanding a little bit more. I started studying. I was awake. I was clean. I let go of the opiates. My mind wasn't as foggy. I was going through different therapy and studying with my teacher, Dr. Athena Parakis, okay, doing hardcore shadow work, studying the I did a 6-month course during that time when I was going through that, and it was based on Carl Jung's teaching, who, if you guys don't know, is Sigmund Freud's student 2.0, okay? Which is going to be a segue into my next video that has to do with being a leader and being a teacher and the student learning. Anyways, so I digressed. Anyways, so when I realized all this was happening, and then I started meeting it with spirituality as well as Western medicine, and I started studying how to clear energy. I mean, technical shit like the Sushumna column, the auric field, the vagus nerve, working with different crystals, understanding their properties, like shungite. Like the Russian Tsar had a whole fucking room made of shungite for his mom when she was diagnosed with cancer. Okay, the elite know about this shit. They know. No shade. I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you know, you know. So I started studying, and I started trying to find different ways to heal myself that didn't have to do with doctors, because they fix one thing and then they end up breaking another thing, right? So the best way I can explain why this plant teacher is so important to me is because she literally saved my life. Between my soul family, between my higher self, my awakening, my support system, love, and actually wanting to break free, I was able to overcome one of the most horrible diseases I think any human should go through. Now, for the recovery, I worked with psychedelics. Okay, at that time where I was, the only one that I had available to me was LSD and DMT, which was actually divine timing and perfect. I know it was set up by the Most High, because at that same time I was studying with Dr. Athena Parakis, my soul sister. She's not just my teacher, she is my soul sister. God bless you. God has blessed you. If you see this, I fucking love you. You helped me save my soul. So I combined the psychedelics with what she was teaching. I was doing the shadow work course, which breaks things down to like trauma, childhood trauma, inner child work, how to break the chains, how to recognize the chains, Myers-Briggs inventory, archetypes, like the hero and the villain, the dark, all that stuff, okay? And at the same time, we were doing something called the World of Magic. So I ended up doing a really good friend of ours brought me some LSD from Bonner. This was primo shit, okay? And I knew Athena had a ceremony coming up, so I decided to take the LSD and do the guided ceremony with her. How does the quote go? And she remembered who she was. I'll never forget it because this happened twice. One of them, we were doing a journey to ancient Egypt, and then the other, we did a journey to ancient Minoa. And I actually have the artwork for that. It's put away somewhere safe. So, I broke out. And I knew at that moment that it was time. And I ended up after that, I ended up gathering some money, coming to Florida. And I sat with the mother. And the last seizure I had was in 2019 of the winter solstice. And since then, okay, this brings me to my next point. There's a reason I skipped to that. The next day, I met a beautiful soul. I would even debate she's a goddess. I won't say her name because she's a very private soul. And I protect her the same way she protects me. And she showed up and I looked into her eyes, and it was the day after my first ayahuasca ceremony. I was like, fucking like, you know, I had worked with psychedelics for a while, you know, but I had never been through something like this. And she looked into my eyes, and I knew I'd known her. I knew those eyes. I knew I was okay as soon as she was there. So, fast forward, I am going on 5 years seizure free. I do not claim epilepsy anymore. And other than all of the plant teachers and the souls that came together, I truly, 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 truly want to thank I want to thank, I rebuke that in the name of the Father, Mother, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Okay. So I was introduced by this beautiful soul to something called RSO, which is RSO stands for Rick Simpson's oil. And this medicine is, for epilepsy, it is a fucking cure. Truly. Cannabis is the way. Cannabis is the way. Cannabis is the way to break those chains. She's more than just a plant. She's a medication, okay? But she also has a spirit. She's a sentient being. There's a reason why the Rastafarians are so passionate about this plant teacher. She rebukes demons, and she's extremely passionate about rebuking that specific one. Okay? Now, there are safe ways where parents that have minors that are going through this can work with it. But I'm just talking about myself and my experience. So any single time I notice, because I have felt auras before. I've even felt auras in medicine space. And the mother herself would say, get the plant. Get the plant. She rebukes it. I hit it and it goes away. It goes away. There are more concentrated versions of it. Like there are RSO gummies that you can work with too as well if you're suffering from like things like Crohn's disease, cancer, if you're going through chemotherapy. Look, this plant teacher helps with nausea. If you can't sleep and you have insomnia, smoke weed. If you have severe anxiety, take a couple of tokes. Find the right strain. If you have anxiety and you want to work with cannabis, work with indica, because sativa is only going to make it like, ooh. If you are an artist, it inspires creation. This right here is a spell. I need you guys to understand this, okay? Right here, the plant itself is the element of earth. Not only is she a sentient being, she's the element of earth. That smoke that's going up into the sky, the element of air, is literally the reason why we smudge, the reason why the Catholic Church burns the frankincense and the myrrh, the reason why we burn incenses is because the smoke carries prayers up to the Most High. This is important for you to understand, because this is teaching you about the element of air as well. Okay? When you light the spliff, you have the element of fire. Okay? When you roll it and you lick it and you put your saliva on it, which is one of the most powerful forms of magic, saliva, blood, just fluids, you have the element of water. If you're smoking out of a bong, you have the element of water. Use your moon water for it too. There's so many magical properties. So here we have a spell: earth, air, fire, water. I rebuke any illness, any disease in the name of the Father, Mother, Son, and the Holy Spirit. In all indigenous cultures, smoke is said to send your thoughts, your emotions, it sends a signal. It even sends an SOS in some cases, all the way to the Most High, to your spirit team, your angelic team, because we all have one, never forget it. Or just, if you believe in just source of creation, God, Goddess, it sends it up to great spirit. Okay, smoke does. This is one of the reasons why puffing on a cigar is sacred, and why they have the peace pipe where everyone sits in the circle. This also correlates directly to the white buffalo woman. But we're at 30 minutes and she deserves her own thing, and I'm still learning about her. But I wanted to make a video as to why I always smoke weed, because I am extremely passionate about what this plant teacher has done for me. I stand by her. Everyone knows that. If she's not invited, I'm not invited. I literally call her wifey, because I am a kind of being. I am a true starseed where I know my crystals have spirits, the plants that I work with have spirits, my sacred tools, my drum has a spirit and an energy all on its own. And this plant teacher is extremely sacred to me. When I don't feel safe, like Rihanna says, one spliff a day keeps the evil away. Truly, when I work with this medicine, I move energy and I shield myself, because when you're a chosen one like I am, I mean, not just a chosen one because I am chosen by the Most High, but the kind of creature that I am, being that I'm a channel, a priestess, right? A medicine woman. Sana, hey, Yana. There are things constantly trying to fuck with you. You know what I mean? So if I find something that works for me, if it's a certain incense blend, or if it's a certain crystal, or building an altar or a grid a certain way, I'm gonna stick with it. And no offense to anyone, but I will always privilege my own intuition. I will always privilege my own intuition. And I have been shamed for, well, I wouldn't put it that way, because, but I have been I have been made to feel that, I was wrong. And in the patriarchal shamanic teachings, marijuana is not allowed in the circle until either afterwards, or because they have different spirits, the mother in them. But with me, and I respect that, truly, I have learned most of my shaman, a lot, half and half, because my teacher is the goddess of wisdom. I don't give a fuck what anyone has to say. And it's the age of the neo shaman. What's up? But I did learn the traditional way too, and I observed and I analyzed and I asked questions, and I understood certain things. But I'm a different kind of creature, and this plant is one of the only plants that I feel safe and comfortable with And whoever's going to be working with me or exchanging energy with me has to understand this about this plant. I am not a regular human. I am not a regular human. And this medicine is what keeps me leveled. Okay? If you know and understand what I've gone through, you would understand why I keep her closer to me than most, and why this is just something that's always going to come with me. I trust her more than I trust most humans on this planet. She has done things for me, for my soul, for my body, for my mind, that no medication has been able to do, no other plant teacher has been able to do, and I'm here to stand by her. And on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and drop this video right here and leave a little one love and light one in the air for our sweet Mary Jane, who doesn't get the honor and the respect that she deserves for the healing that she's doing on this planet. Stop the persecution on this plant teacher. Stop the persecution on this plant teacher. Stop the persecution on this plant teacher. I get that there are certain rules, but when you're look, it's persecution on this plant teacher. Don't you see? She was put on in the same category as heroin. If you want to get even deeper, Shiva. This is the most sacred plant to Shiva. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. So stop shaming people. Let her be free. It's our sovereign right to work with the plants that resonate with us. We cannot claim to be free if we can't do this. Om Namah Shivaya. So I just told you a lot and really not enough. There's not enough time to talk about all of this, but I'll go ahead and leave this here. It feels good to set this down right here. So be gentle and stop the persecution on this plant teacher. She means the fucking world to me. Thank you so much for listening. Sending love and light always. And if this plant teacher has helped you the way it's helped me, drop a comment below. I want to see all the souls that advocate for this plant teacher. Set her free. Set her free and stop shaming people and making people feel guilty for using it for healing themselves, for medicating themselves, for elevating themselves, for using it for creativity, for meditation, whatever. Truly. Okay? So with love and light and balanced order, as always, this is Jaimy, aka the Acacia Goddess. Stay blessed.